Okay, as you saw in previous video, I put this True Glow 2 power 42 millimeter red dot, which 42 millimeters is pretty big, very generous with your eye relief and your sight picture. Put this on my Henry Big Boy X, my 357, mainly because at 50 yards and beyond, I have a hard time getting a real clear view of the target. So with a 2 power red dot, which is very rare. Most red dots are only 1 power. With the 2 power red dot, now I'll be able to see at 50 plus yards. And since this is basically another one of my hunting rifles, 357, 100 yards, do a job. I've actually taken deer at 75 yards with a pistol with 357. And these are mule deer. These are pretty good size, but 357, if they're loaded well, they will bring a deer down. With this mount that Henry makes, it's kind of high. I don't know if you can see that well enough or not, but it's kind of high, and the only thing I could really do would be machine it down, but I'm not going to do that. So my sight picture with the iron sights, which are actually fiber optic iron sights, the sight picture would be somewhere right around the top part of this rail with the stock cut the way it is. To look through my red dot, my cheek weld is no good. My cheek is up a little higher. So I've come up with an idea so I can get a good cheek weld with this. Like I say, this is 2 power, 42 millimeter, very generous. So I'm going to show you what I'm trying to do. I'll put this in the vise and get with it. Again, 2A on a budget, try and do things budget friendly. So I had some pipe insulation laying around, and I was thinking that about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch would bring my cheek weld up high enough to where I could center that red dot in the scope. For some reason that didn't go in really flush. Okay, so if I were to take pipe insulation and put it over the top, now I may trim this down just a little bit. I'm going to see how this works out. And my cheek weld is going to be somewhere right in here when I mount the rifle, and that's shotgun term, mounting. I had some, I've used the Bear Claw cheek riser kits in the past for my 243, for my 308, and my son's 30-06 Remington 783. But I didn't really want to spend $20 on getting another cheek riser kit until I could find out if this would work. So if I take this and put it on, and I'm going to run some tape over here just to pack this down so it's good and solid. Now you could put some rubber cement on the inside and stick it to your stock, but I really didn't want rubber cement on my stock. Even though it's a synthetic stock, I still didn't want that. So let me take this on, and I'll show you what the cheek weld looks like. Okay, it's not the prettiest looking thing, but I have a solution for that also. I've got tape around here. This is not going anywhere. And I just checked by getting my shoulder in here, laying my cheek against here. The red dot is still just a little bit low. It's actually hitting about right here, and I really wanted it up here. But getting the cheek weld is helping. And I could do more. I actually have some more foam that came with the Beartooth cheek riser kits that I've purchased in the past. I could tape some of that on here and get me up a little higher, but I really don't want to get too high. And if I'm in the lower third of my lens, then I'm still okay. I just didn't want it right at the very bottom of my lens, and that's where it was before this. So I'll show you what else I'm doing. I had some socks that were starting to get wore out, and these kind of socks are pretty stretchable. So if I were to take my sock and put it over the top here, and I'll show you what that's going to look like after I cut this off. But if I take my sock and stretch it over here, then that's going to be just like the bear claw, and it will cover that all up so it won't look bad. Now I'll cut my sock off down here, and then this will be all over the top of it. Again, 2A on a budget, right? So let me cut this off. I'm going to have to singe these strands so they don't unravel, but I'll do that here in a minute. Okay, I stand corrected. It's Bear Tooth products. I kept calling it Bear Claw, but anyway, these are this is the package that it comes in with. They call it a comb raising kit, and I just call it my eye relief stock razor. But anyway, I guess you'd call it a comb raising kit. But these work really good on my other rifles, and there's always extra foam pieces that come with them, like these, and different sizes, and you just choose how much rise you need, and you put those on, and then you've got a nylon sleeve that goes over them. Anyway, so there you go, the Beartooth comb raising kit. I think I get these from Midway. I think Cabela's also sells them, but I didn't have one, didn't have time to order one, so I'm just going to try that. Okay, so I've melted this down so it won't come unraveled. I actually just took it off and used my lighter and did that. It's not the prettiest, but it will work, and I've got this cut out here on the bottom, so I can get my sling in here. I can see, yeah, and this is a little tight because of the fact that, let me put this the other way. It's a little tight because of the fact that these are molded in where the sling goes, or where the swivels go. Okay, so there it is, and it's all on, and this won't come unraveled because it's melded, so it will help hold it in place too. It's not really tight. Is it the greatest idea? Probably not, but was it cheap? Yeah, it didn't cost me a penny. There you go. You know, I mean, this was what my channel was originally all set up to be, is 2A on a budget. It's definitely budget. And when I get on this, I'm looking at it, and actually it's not bad. I get a pretty decent cheek weld. Again, like I say, it's probably just below center, but if I were in a hurry, I've got a lot of room here with a 42 millimeter objective. I got a lot of room to move around. As long as the red dot's on the target, it's where the bullet's going to hit. Anyway, and I also wanted to thank Tin Man. He sent me, let me swing over here a little bit. He sent me this tool holder for my Lyman prep station. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of prep work. Oh my goodness, I've probably prepped 400 or 500 308 cases. I'm getting those all ready to go. I just need to anneal them, and they'll be all ready to load and shoot. And I've turned down the necks, my RCBS neck turner, and I've got those all even. And the Lake City brass was terrible. I think I showed you that. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing on my one day off. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, so I liked what happened with the Henry so much that I decided to do the same thing with my Mossberg 22. Now I put this 3 to 9 by 40 Sweet 22 scope on here. And if I ever get some time to go and try it out, I will see how well this works. But I did the same thing basically to my 22, and that gave me enough height where I can, as soon as I get on there, I close my eyes, I find my cheek weld, I open my eyes, and I'm dead on the scope. Now what I did is I took the forepart of my stock and I put it on underneath here. That gave me that extra little bit of rise, and it lined me up perfect with my scope. So hey, you know, doesn't cost anything, doesn't hurt to try. Thanks for watching, guys.